European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has said that EU will propose speeding up the phase out of Russian fossil imports. She made this remark after a call with US President Donald Trump, who has pushed Europe to stop buying Russian energy and to impose tariffs on China and India, the biggest buyers of Russian oil. Von der Leyen confirmed that the EU executive will represent its 19th package of sanctions on Russia since the 2022 invasion of Ukraine, including measures targeting crypto, banks and energy. She said Russia's war economy is being funded by fossil revenues and that ending these imports is essential to halt the bloodshed. The EU had previously planned to end Russian oil and gas purchases by the end of 2027, but Brussels is now seeking to move faster. Still with us on the broadcast is Major General Dr. Rajan Kochar. So I'd like to understand from you, with the latest developments that are kicking in, would you say that US President Donald Trump has been able to convince the EU to back his plan? And then if that's correct, what does that essentially then mean for countries like China and India?
To some extent, I would tend to believe that the European Union is now following what President Trump has been trying to say all these times, to exert economic pressure on Russia in terms of sanctions, in terms of boycott of its products. But the ground reality is that today the European Union themselves are not very united. And if I can give you an example of Hungary and Slovakia, these are the two countries which are today also their 70 to 80% of their oil and energy requirements are coming from Russia. You need to understand, I think the viewers also need to understand two important things. One is national interest and the other economic power. Most of these European countries do not have strong and robust economies. They are dependent on Russian energy for a very long time, decades to decades. Switching over from Russia to other sources of supply, or if we take the United States also, which may come forward to give them their energy requirements, it's going to be 3 times the cost. So will their economy be able to sustain this cost is one important aspect. And if President Trump wants it to happen, then he needs to subsidize his energy supplies to the European countries and to tell them that, okay, I'm prepared to take some losses. I will actually buffer up the things for you, and you stop buying oil and your gas requirements from Russia. And one important point is winters approaching now. You see,
Yes.
now is a very, very crucial time for the European countries because we are aware of the energy and power requirements of the European countries in winter months. So I don't think many of these European countries are going to take an immediate decision. Maybe some kind of discussions will take place, but what will actually remain is that from where are they going to get alternative sources of supply? It is very, very easy to say that, okay, stop this, stop that. But do you have alternatives available? That is the important aspect I actually visualize when we talk of European Union coming together in consonance what President Trump is trying to tell them to do.
Right, absolutely. I request you to stay on with us as we shift our focus to some more news that's coming in. President Vladimir Putin